What is up, everybody? Back again. Another banger. Not really. But today I'm in the garage working on this old girl that you guys haven't seen in a minute, and I want to apologize to not only you guys but to Vic. I've been working like crazy lately and just kind of waiting on the ECU to come back in, finishing this wiring harness. It's just been a lot. Kind of want to take a little bit of break from it, but I'm back. And today's mission is changing out the plugs for the coil packs, which are pretty much non-existent on this wiring harness. They're already missing while they got the car. So we got a full coil pack plug kit with the terminals, little insulations, and the actual clip itself. So I'm gonna get that done, and then step 2 for today is all the injector plugs, because you know we're not running factory injectors, we're running upgraded Bosch type. So we got to change all the plugs, because right now the harness still has the factory plugs and they will not plug into the Bosch injectors. So 2 things today, and if we got enough time, I'll go ahead and throw the ECU back in the car with the Haltech, which is in that box right there. So that right there is the factory ECU with the Haltech piggyback and the Figs Engineering patch harness that I had sent out. I had somebody else do for me because I just didn't feel confident myself to do that. But anyways, let's get started. Alright, hopefully you guys can see, but I did 1 terminal already for the coil pack. That's how it came out right there. Not bad, I suppose. This is my first time ever doing the ones that you have to completely build yourself. The ones I've done in the past, they already have, it's a pigtail, so it already has wiring in it. You just splice it in. But you know, after watching a couple of videos, it's not really that hard. Basically, when you get your little terminal right here, if you see, hopefully you guys can see, it's not blurry. This tab is going to wrap around the insulated portion of the wire, and then this tab right here is going to go around the bare section of the conductor, and that's pretty much it. You wrap it around, kind of crimp it lightly, and that's pretty much it. Before you do that, make sure you slide your rubber insulation, or you know, seal onto the wire first. That way you have a watertight, well, I don't know about fully watertight, but you know, it will be insulated from water and moisture. So you slide that on the wire first, put your terminal on, then you'll be ready to put it inside the clip, depending on which way it goes. So this is the solid black on the 3rd coil pack, so that means it's the negative, and it's going on the bottom. It should just clip right in. You'll hear a little click. There it is. And then you push your insulator down. Pack it in with the little screwdriver. And there you go. That's the first one right there. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and get started on the second one here. Easy enough, right? So I gotta do that about 4 more times for the other 2 coil packs, and then we'll get started right into the injector plugs, which is gonna be a lot easier. It's gonna be a quick splice in. With injectors, polarity doesn't matter, because you guys know injectors is nothing more than just a solenoid. So as long as there's a current flowing through it, it will activate. Doesn't matter which way the current is flowing, because realistically it's really just like a magnet. So once current is flowing, it charges the magnet and it pulls up a little plunger, allowing the fuel to go through. Just like any other solenoid, whether it's a nitrous solenoid or pneumatic solenoids for, like, let's say like a set of train horns you have on your truck or whatnot. So anyways, that's how an injector works. Let me finish with these coil packs and we'll be jumping on the injector wire harness.
Thoughts is powerful in all facets. Even my career, my life, things end up turning out exactly how I visualized them. Not in this time frame I expected. You know what I'm saying? You always want shit to happen overnight. But, I just had clear visions. And your thoughts powerful. That shit, come to life if you stick to your script.
They call it the Good Samaritan law on the account, like you're supposed to be helping people if they're in trouble. Like it was a duty and whatnot. If you didn't, then you get arrested. But yo, not only did the homies do jack shit, they also laughed at this fat dude while he was getting loaded.
Come on! I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lives, in fact I'm down in this. Do say with my boo babe, tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Bitch, sit down. Leon, bitch, sit down. Leon, bitch, sit down. Leon, bitch, sit down. I'm so fucking sick. I'm so fucking sick. I'm so fucking sick. I'm so fucking sick and I'm so fucking sick. I'm so fucking sick and I'm so fucking sick and tired of the Photoshop. I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lives, in fact I'm down in this. Do say with my boo babe, tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Bitch, sit down. Leon, bitch, sit down. Leon, bitch, sit down. Leon, bitch, sit down. Leon,
Alright, coil pack plug installation is done. And they are all plugged in. Check that out. All that's left now, wrap them up, make them look pretty, protect them from the heat, and then I can go ahead and move on to the injector plugs. Alright, so next up right now is going to be the injector plugs. Bosch type. So, if you guys might have seen my last video on this car, I know it's been a while, sorry about that. I am running the wiring harness under the intake manifold. So, if you guys might know, from factory the wiring harness sits on top of the lower runners next to the fuel rail. So the injectors the injector plugs are pointing upwards and blah blah blah. So because we were doing a wire tuck, I am running the wire harness under the runners, and each injector plug is going to come up in between the intake runners to plug into the injector with the injector plug facing downward. Hide everything, make it all nice and neat. You might see some wiring, but it's not going to be as much as factory. So because of that, I don't have a whole lot of room to work with. So I'll go ahead, get started on that, start cutting these factory clips off and wiring these in. Let's get started. So just finished the coil pack plugs as you saw, and I went to go move on to injectors, and basically I went ahead and pre-staged all of the injector plugs by cutting them all the same length, adding the heat shrink and my sleeveless crimps there. So all those are ready to go. I also went ahead and pre-staged the wiring extension for the igniter relocation, which is this right here. All the crimps are in place with the heat shrink on both ends. 10 wires. So that's gonna minimize the amount of time. So that is gonna minimize the amount of time I'm gonna spend hunched over the engine bay of this car, because my back is still fucking killing me. I'm getting old as balls. But anyways, if you guys don't remember, this is the igniter right here. And basically just gonna have the wires come out of here under the brake booster, and this is where the igniter plug is right now. So I gotta cut this and do one by one. I haven't been recording because honestly this stuff is super boring, super repetitive, and I don't think it's just gonna make a great video. I sure as fuck would have wanted to edit it because it's just so fucking monotonous. But anyways, I'm gonna get started on that now. I might do the injector plugs first, cut all those old plugs off, and wire in the new ones. So I will show you guys what that's gonna look like after I'm done. Here's what this shit show looks like now. And with the power of YouTube, you'll see it right. So I know I said I was gonna have the injectors pointing downward. The plugs are just really big. Too big, so I had to leave them standing up because otherwise I wouldn't be able to plug them in. But I still have the wires going downward between the runners to the main wiring harness. So that's that. I mean, that's a huge fucking milestone for this build right now, for me at least. I know I still have this shit show to worry about, which is, I know what everything is, I just have to wrap it all up. Like this right here, for example, is the plug for the factory airflow meter, which I actually have to get rid of because the car's going to be on speed density. This is the oil pressure switch that I have to install into the block. You know, and shit like that. Like this is all wiring harness for that goes to the fuse box. This stuff down here goes to the alternator and the crankshaft sensor. So, which is going to be tucked in here underneath the timing cover. So I'm going to wrap all that up nice and neat with electrical tape. This airflow meter plug I got to remove. But otherwise that would go up here through the timing belt cover as well. All nice and hidden. And so will this. So I can put that there. Set this on top like that. And after this is all nice and wrapped up, like you won't even fucking see it. So that's basically pretty much a general idea of what it's gonna look like. Again, you know, I'm gonna wrap this up even more, a little better. I might even trim a couple inches off that last here just to make it shorter and fit more perfect. And I really wish they made a cover that would go all the way back, but unfortunately nobody does, so it's just gonna have to stay exposed, which is front facing anti-manifold. Time for the igniter. So like I said, I have the extensions pre-staged right here with the wiring, heat shrink, and the splice and the butt connectors. If you guys are new to this channel, these are what I'm using. Sleeveless crimps. And then the sliding heat shrink over it, which I have a huge roll of still. So yeah, like I said, that's gonna go from the plug right there, and then it's gonna go underneath the brake booster, behind those AC lines, under the brake booster, out through here to the igniter. So let's get started on that.
And the hoes hitting licks in the mall, feeling shook. I'm a nigga, I'ma do my thing. Fuck the pole, they can suck my dang a lane. Motherfucker rap, cause a nigga finna sing. It's Mo's on the track and he full of that chain. What the fuck you talking about? Ruben Slick got the diamonds in his fucking mouth. And to the hoes that wanna fuck, get a nigga rich so your boy can bust a nut, yeah. I sing the shit for you.
Alright, the extension for the igniter harness is complete. Well, still gotta wrap it up and route it the way I want to and plug it in. But for the most part, there it is. The igniter plug. Overall, I'm gonna say I probably made it about 3 feet longer, estimated. I didn't really measure it, but it's definitely gonna reach. That's it right there. Now to route it where it needs to go and plug it in. All right. The igniter is officially done. That's one more thing off my list. Have a little extra slack there, you know, just in case. I do realize that this right here is a drain for water when it rains through the windshield cowling up here. However, I will be taking this plug off, and I'm gonna pack it full of dielectric grease, so that way no water or moisture will get into that connection, and he won't have any issues there. Other than that, these loose ends are really just grounds. These are grounds, these are grounds, and this one wire right here, these two wires need to get connected for the AC pressure switch. Other than that, I can go ahead and wrap all this stuff up, secure it, and then we can finally put the fenders on. How fucking cool is that? Basically, as far as the rest of the wiring goes, like I said, I'm pretty much moving my way all the way around the engine. So coil packs and then injectors and igniter are done. I'm gonna move forward, plug in the knock sensors and the oil pressure sensor, and VVTi solenoid switches here also. Here's the TPS. That's not going to get plugged into the intake manifold, is officially buttoned up, but I won't do that until the wiring harness is completely done. Then work my way over here to this side where I have alternator wiring, crank position sensor wiring, and then the rest of the stuff that goes here to the fuse box. Other than that, this thing's coming along nicely. Once the wiring harness is done and the engine bay, I'll go ahead and start putting the ECU back inside the car with the Figs Engineering extension harness. And then I gotta do little things like put the Altezza headlights in, which some of you might know they're not HID from factory. They're actually just a regular halogen bulb, so I had to bypass the HID ballast, cut that plug off, and just put a regular, I think a 9006 plug, which I have sitting right here. More wiring I gotta do. I have to run 12 volts ignition switched to the Haltech. I'm gonna do that with a relay here off of the main fuse, and then shit, that's pretty much it really. I could finish putting the intercooler piping back on with the intake manifold. As far as the oil cooler goes, I'm personally not a fan of Mishimoto. However, it's what Vic bought. And my plan is, this is the oil cooler. My plan is having it mounted right here, right in front, above the intercooler, with the oil lines going down this end. Sorry, I'm holding the camera in the oil cooler. So this end is going to come down and go this way to the oil filter relocation, which I have right here. As I was saying before I spilled fucking oil all over myself, the oil filter relocation is going to go mounted to this heat shield right here, and basically it's going to be mounted upwards with the beautiful one of those purple HKS oil filters that they sell. And then from that it's gonna shoot all the way back across to the intake side of the engine block. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Sorry didn't film myself doing a whole lot of stuff, but like I said, this wiring shit is boring and I didn't want to bore you guys to death. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram, and hit me up for a sticker. So we got plenty more. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.